the first, before we get into the mechanical side of things, I like starting with the mental side of the game first, right? So actually, I always like to think like how to like when I prepare these webinars, I always like to think what is the best message I can send these young players and their parents and coaches. So I went back and I started a baseball journal back in 2006, just jotting down my thoughts, my emotions, just to get me through the season. And I did it. I kept a journal all the way through my whole career from 2006. So it's kind of fun to look back on. So that's the first thing I highly recommend, especially maybe starting in high school or college, writing down just to kind of vent out, or it might help you discover something that's in your mind. Just to write it, take the pen and put it to paper. Because I actually I played with JD Martinez, big time hitter. Played with Paul Goldschmidt, both on the same team actually with the Diamondbacks. And after every at bat, these guys come back to the dugout and they have their little book, their little journal book, and they look at the pitcher and they write something down. And I'm like, my goodness, they do it right here, like in real time. For me, I like to go home and do it, but they did it on the bench, and that's how important it was for them. I think JD Martinez, his book said, please do not open. Like it's like sacred, so writing some stuff down. So I'm going to share with you guys a couple from this one journal entry that I had. Look back, it was in 2006 when I actually just started writing in the journal. So I wrote down some things that would give you a growth mindset. Like you're never done learning. Like I just said earlier, I played in the major leagues for 8 full years, but I feel like I still have so much to learn. And so I wrote down in the journal entry, I wrote down, learn from others at bats and others defense. And to have that gives you that long-term perspective. It's not just today. It's you're going to keep on growing, right? So the growth mindset was one thing that I got out of my journal entry when I look back on it. And then I set goals for myself. I was young at the time, but I set goals. And since I wrote that journal entry, I've understood what this acronym SMART meant. I'm not sure if you guys know this acronym. But I forgot what year I learned it in, but obviously the S starts first. You got to be specific, right? You have to have a specific goal. M stands for measurable. Like you have to say, you want a certain amount and you want to get to that certain amount. A is attainable. Like, can you actually do it? Like in the amount of time that you give yourself to do it in. Like you can't say, like, Jason, your son's right there, right? You can't be like, hey, I'm gonna make it to my high school team tomorrow. You're not gonna do that, right? Or I'm gonna hit whatever you want to set. You got to make sure that it's attainable, right? So because you want to kind of like inch forward. You want to say, hey, I want to make the all-star team in Little League, right? That might be attainable. It might be a lofty goal for some people, but have something that's attainable, but something that's realistic as well. Like I think if Jason, your son, said, yeah, again, like if I want to make my high school team, you're not that old yet. It's just a matter of time. And then time is do it within a month or do it within the year or do it within the day. Have a specific time set. So the SMART goal system. And the last thing I got out of my journal entry was make sure that you play in the present. So I'm going to share this journal entry with you guys right here. So this is what I just typed out, right? There might be some incriminating stuff in here, so don't read it all, right? But I highlighted some stuff that I want you guys to look at. So the first thing I highlighted was, I know I will grow out of these minor complications and I will persevere towards the next game. Like that just seemed like a growth mindset to me. I think I wasn't playing that well at this time, but I'm like, I know I'm going to get out of this. Have that growth mindset. And I guess that goes along with playing in the present as well. And then you can see another thing with the growth mindset is to learn, right? Observe others at bats and their defense. So that's over on the second page. But you can see the goals I set for myself. Like they're pretty specific. They're measurable with saying like I want to every swing. I mean, that might not have been realistic, but every swing I'm going to swing with. I'm going to complete every swing with energy. It could be more measurable. As I learned that acronym, I could have reset my goals to be a little bit better. Attainable, you can do that. And then realistic for sure. And then the time I was going to do it by tomorrow, right? That's what I wanted to get done tomorrow. So I set goals for myself. And then I wrote something. I wanted to highlight this one. I met Johnny Bench on that day and he said something about hitting with our name on the barrel of the bat. I guess like where we sign our name. Like it's a little bit off the barrel, but I guess that's the way Johnny Bench thought. Hit the ball with your name on the barrel of the bat. But that was kind of cool. Kind of a cool little journal entry. A lot of positive stuff coming out of this right here. So basically like the mental side of the game, write it down, right? Write it down on paper. It's really important.